Well, folks, welcome back to the channel. Keith here from Command the Hoops. If this is your first time coming across the channel, like and subscribe below would be appreciated. Midday on Sunday, Celtic go to battle with Rangers at Ibrox, or Sefco at Ibrox. And you know what? As much as Celtic have been so inconsistent this season, after last night, the spirits are a bit high, going over to Germany, beating a good Bundesliga outfit who are in the Champions League places. And what I would say is Danny Rohl, a German man that's, assistant coach for Bayern Munich in the past, assistant coach for the German team. He should know a lot about Stuttgart. And for him to come out with comments today saying, I'm surprised Celtic didn't go out and try win the whole tie and get through. The cheek of him. Does he remember who he's managing? How did they get on in the Europa League? Oh, I forgot. 4 points in the Europa League they finished this season. Their so-called Rangers fly the flag for Scottish teams in Europe. What a load of absolute nonsense. I couldn't see his side going over to Stuttgart and doing a job last night, to be honest with you. Yes, he's come in and he's resurrected Rangers, but did he beat Martin O'Neill in the only time they've came across each other? No, they didn't. No, he didn't, because Celtic pumped him and hammed him. I think he's getting cocky because he beat Celtic at Celtic Park, and they have this persona because we haven't beaten them in 25 in the league, and we haven't beaten them, this season. That heads are up because they beat Hearts, that they're going to go on and win this league. This is the stubbornness of Rangers fans. They're absolutely so cocky and delusional at times that they think they can win the league. They've played in the last 5 games. They've only won 2 in the last 5 games. They drew to Livingston last week away against a team that's bottomed the league. They were losing 2-0, only for a red card. Celtic got beaten last week because they went down to 10 men and they just weren't good enough. Simple as a home to Hibs. Yet we've lost 7 games this year, and he's bragging on in the press conference, oh, this is why we're second and they're third, because they've lost 7 games this year. We want to have a look at ourselves. And more than ever, I hope we go there and pump them. I hope we scored early and maybe get a 2 or 3-0 victory. It seems like a lot of demand to do that. But you know what? This should give the encouragement to see the likes of Luke McCown, the likes of Callum McGregor, the likes of Tierney, the likes of Forrest, especially an absolute magician of a manager, Martin O'Neill, who's, managed over 1,000 games. I can't recall finding that Danny Rohl, as a manager, has actually won a trophy. Nah, he's never won a treble in Scotland. He hasn't even won a League Cup yet. He's won a Glasgow derby. He's beaten Hearts, and he thinks that they have the audacity to win the league. They should be a title to win the league because they're in second place. Celtic have a game in hand. It's not guaranteed Celtic will win that game in hand, but we're in a better position than them. And then on Sunday, even if we draw and we win a game in hand, we'll go ahead of them. So they're delusional because we still have to play each other again after that at Celtic Park. For him, Martin O'Neill was actually surprised with his comments. As Martin O'Neill said, he's not living in Glasgow that long. You have to be respectful towards the opposition manager, and you have to be. But when you're coming out and hitting digs at Celtic Football Club and trying to win a few fans over at Ibrox because you think, oh, your team are playing well, you want to have a hard look at himself. He's as bad as Michael Beale, honestly. Cockiness. What I will say is, do your talking on the pitch. Get your team to beat Celtic, and then I'll withdraw this video. Because I'm telling you right now, the underdog mentality going to Ibrox, it feels good. It feels good because, you know what, we do have John Beaton as the referee on Sunday. Yes, we do have 3,500 fans, I think, going to the game, Celtic fans, but it's up to the boys on the pitch to go out and make an account for ourselves. Callum McGregor already said it. You got to do a lot of running and a lot of fighting on Sunday. If you want this title, you got to beat the so-called teams that think they deserve to win the title. Beat them, and literally in their own den, and just spit on them and say, you know what? Job done. Yous were shy. Yous were absolutely shy, and we were better. because we've went there in the past and look, we've scalped them. They couldn't accept it when we, Odds and Edwards buried them when we went down to 10 men that day. And he had to cut the allocation because he couldn't handle it. They locked us out of Ibrox because they couldn't handle it. I remember their fans went to Celtic Park a couple of times after and smashed up our toilets, smashed up the ceilings, ripped the chairs out. I forgot. That's the Rangers way. That's the Rangers way. That's the way they like to be. That's the way they are Scotland's shame. They really are, because you conduct yourself in that behaviour. Is this way you're going to earn respect from opposition teams and opposition managers? Don't think so. I don't think so. So Danny Rohl, cocky, too cocky in my eyes. Let's see on Sunday. I don't think they're going to beat us. I personally don't think they're going to beat us. Even though they're at home, they have the home advantage and they have the 12th man, which is the referee. What I will say is, if Celtic play to their level like they did last night and actually start pushing more aggressive in that play into the final third, I think we'll cause problems to Rangers. And I don't think Butland is like anything special anymore. I think we can utilise that. And you've seen how bad he played against Livingston. We can utilise that. And, as much as Dejan Maeda has been a write-off this season compared to last season, he was player of the year with his 31 goals. He loves a good run against Tavernier. And Callum McGregor loves a good goal against Rangers as well, as we've seen in previous time, which Danny Rohl was the manager when Martin O'Neill last played him. And the last time Martin O'Neill went to Ibrox, we're going back to the 24th of April, 2005. I forgot, Rangers died since then. The Olco. A certain Welshman called Craig Bellamy scored the winning goal that day. And Stilian Petrov scored. And what happened was, when Stilian Petrov scored, yet again, the ideal Rangers fans throw a missile and crack Petrov in the head. Surprised that the same thing happened last year with Arnie Ingles throwing stuff at them, at the Celtic players. Is this the mentality that we're dealing with? You're ruining it for the rest of the supporters. And I just think it makes me laugh, because the Celtic board will lock the Green Brigade out over these two individuals they claim. But yeah, them animals over in Govan get away with it. Get away with everything. Everything. Sectarian chants, doing racist slurs towards for players that played for Celtic at the time, Scott Sinclair. I suppose that's the Rangers way. That's the way they think. That's the way they think that they're entitled to everything. They can get away with it. Well, we will see on Sunday, and I'm hoping it will be a win. Even a 1-0. Just take a 1-0. Shut them up. Put them back down that place. And we'll see what happens. So, Martin O'Neill, keep doing what you're doing. Look at 31 points of a possible 36 is not bad. Isn't bad, And we forgot as well, I remember when Danny Rohl was raging 2 weeks ago when Agent Welch scored against him in stoppage time. I remember that. Motherwell. So I'm going to leave it there, folks. Subscribe to the channel. Hell.